Get peace of mind with the RV Advisor's extended warranty for as low as $14 per month. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and today I am joined by Casie and Igor from Tomaz, Coast to Coast. And welcome, folks. How are you?
Hi, we're good.
It's great to have you. Where are you guys calling in from today?
We're in Massachusetts, actually.
Mass, okay.
Yeah, a little north of Boston, close to New Hampshire.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Now, my mom was born in Clinton, Massachusetts, and spent quite a bit of time up there for visits at the Cape. So it's a beautiful spot. You know, it's probably a little cold right now, though, right?
Yeah, we actually right now in the process of moving to Texas. So in a couple of months, we're gonna be go down south and
3 weeks.
Yeah, kind of stay away from the cold a little bit.
Yeah, so big move to anywhere specifically in Texas? If one of the big cities, or are you going to kind of be out in
Right between Austin and San Antonio.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So a town called Geronimo.
Excellent. So that's terrific. Coast to coast. I'm looking at this and I'm on your Instagram page. It's really cool. You've got almost 3,300 followers right now and growing. Husband and wife team who renovate and rent RVs while raising their 3 wild boys, it says. Wow, you guys are tough. So, tell us about the renovations. Like, how did that all begin?
Yeah.
So we decided we were going to vacation, and Igor said, let's go buy an RV. And I said, let's rent an RV.
I was actually bothering her for a while to buy an RV.
So we bought one. We bought our very first one, DeLorean, and they're pretty ugly, just standard. All of them are ugly. So we completely renovated it and we decided to rent it out at the same time. Yeah. And that was,
I think that was the beginning of it.
Yeah. Then we
enjoy so much the trip. And our family had so much fun that we decided to kind of like share a little bit with other people that can't have RVs. We saw a couple pictures on Pinterest, how to remodel, and we kind of like went head first. And we bought 2, and then 3. Our yard was filled with RVs, and we decided to kind of like, deep dive.
Yeah. Wow. So the remodeling and is that something that one of you or both of you have experience in, or is it something that you've kind of learned over time?
For us, was a lot of YouTube videos and
all YouTube
try and error. The first one we got it out. It was a great lesson because we ended up learning all the systems, how the RVs work. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, it was kind of, it was easier to get them going.
Yeah. It's I know that a lot of times what happens, we've talked to folks that have come on the show and they find themselves kind of falling into something that they didn't expect. And they've wound up making it a kind of part of their new lifestyle in a way. And, they say, boy, I never thought this would be happening. And
it wasn't our plan at all getting to this. And I think it was right. I think it was in the middle of the pandemic. And then we kind of noticed that people stopped flying, but they still looking for an outlet, a way to vacation.
Yeah.
And so the RV the RV world boomed, and then we got on right, like I think in the perfect time. And we saw a lot of potential, and it's something that we love because most of the times we are working in our driveway and the kids are running around. They come in trying to paint or hammer
Demolition.
something. And we get them involved with it, and it's so much fun.
Oh, that's great. Now
Yeah.
we before we came on, we chatted a couple moments, and you said that you've got three youngins, three young boys. So I mean, that's a challenge. And I guess if you're ever, you're on the road or doing whatever, it's even presents more new hurdles, I would imagine.
Yeah, we've been torturing them because just the process of looking for these RVs, it's been like long drives, and we constantly trying to figure it out ways to keep them entertained and keep them happy on the back seat, because they stuck in the car for 2 hours. Or 3-year-old, he was just he started the whole potty training. And then every 45 minutes
he's
had
like,
to
oh,
stop.
we gotta go. We're like, no.
So it's interesting, but we got to make sure that they're still having fun with this. So
and we balance even the renovations. We tag each other in. So if he's building, I'm playing. When it's painting, he's parenting and I'm painting, so that we try and still make sure they're having fun while we're like, here, come paint. Priming, not the cabinets, but we let them prime with us, so that they're like, oh, we're building with mommy, we're building with papai.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. We want to learn more about all this and adventures on the road as well. So we'll do that when we come back from the break. My guests are Casie and Igor from Tomaz, coast to coast. Tomaz, coast to coast. This is the RV Advisor podcast. Back in a moment.
GPS is Gigi's personal services. She's an RV expert with over 3 decades of experience. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
We are back on the RV Advisor podcast. My guests are Casie and Igor Tomaz from Tomaz Coast to Coast. And we're chatting for a moment in the break. And I know there's big plans, obviously, coming up here in the next few weeks to go to Texas to kind of relocate from Massachusetts to Texas. And you said that you're going to be in between Austin and San Antonio, if I recall.
Yes.
Correct.
And that's cool. And the name of the town is Geronimo?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So, people often say they'll yell Geronimo when they're ready to jump into something new.
Yes.
That's
a good one.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are doing. Right? That's what you guys are doing, trying something new. And also you sort of shared with me that in your DeLorean 33 footer, you're looking to do a little road tripping as well, huh?
So our plan, the top of our list right now is definitely visit Colorado. There's beautiful, gorgeous places over there. Of course, the main goal is to travel the whole US.
Yeah.
And at some point even get an Airstream, because that's
his goal.
That's my goal.
That's your goal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, those Airstreams are unique.
Yeah.
And beautiful. And, they're certainly something that, when you see them on the road, you know what they are, right? I mean, there's no mistaking them. They're unique unto themselves. So that's something on your list, huh?
Correct. And also for now, I think with the kids, the age they are, we definitely are planning on getting a Class C. Uh-huh. We like the fact that with the trailer, we can park and kind of take the car out and go visit places. Right. But the whole trip down with the small kids, I feel like the Class C would be more fitting for us.
Yeah. So
it's definitely going to be something.
Our poor neighbors. Yeah. We're going to have like a plethora of RVs everywhere.
Well, that's all right, and let me ask you this. If you got some prospects on your house in Massachusetts, you're close to selling it, or have you?
We sold it. It took about 2 days.
No kidding. That's fantastic.
So that makes that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If we panned the room behind us, it's just boxes everywhere. We were like laughing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes the move a lot more, you can kind of put everything behind you. If you try to move and you're still looking to sell the old place, it's like, it could be a little stressful. I remember years back when we moved from Pennsylvania to Florida, that was sort of the case. We kind of had to wait before the house was sold, and it was a challenge. We finally did, of course, sell it, but but boy, when you get something like happening that fast, that's a good thing.
Now, yeah, the challenge right now is that on top of packing and trying to get rid of some stuff to make it small move, we got a 29 footer parked in our driveway that we are working on it. We named her Louise. We sold her sister Thelma, and we are working on Louise. I'm putting laying floor right now on it. So we're in the process of finishing up these one that we about to sell. And so it's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been busy. We are running, trying to get everything done and finishing her up, so we don't have to haul 2 RVs down to Texas on top of the U-Haul truck.
Yeah. Now, Casie, are you from Massachusetts originally? Is that home?
Yes. So I moved around New England a bit, but I've never left my bubble of like a 2-hour drive to the beach.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different.
Yeah. It'll be a little bit different. And if you're between San Antonio and Austin, you got a little ways to the Gulf. It's a little bit of a drive to get to the beach, but in a day you can make it, I think. But, you're in good shape. And of course, Igor, you said you're from Brazil. Whereabouts in Brazil are you from? I'm
from Minas, which is inland from Rio, which is the most famous. Brazil, so I always use this reference. So Rio, it's here. Minas, it's like inland.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were pretty familiarized with Rio a few years back when the Olympics were there, and of course, it's the site of movies and song, and for decades.
Correct.
Antonio Carlos Jobim and all those guys. All that great music.
Yeah.
So in fact, I have a bandmate who's in my group, and he's from Brazil, and he's a great guitar player.
Nice.
So we share stories. He shares with us a lot of stories from homeland. Well, listen, you guys sound like you got your hands full, and exciting new times ahead with the youngsters, and maybe the oldest one will remember the Massachusetts home, but the other two, it looks like they're probably going to be their reference point will be Texas, right?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Well, listen, best of luck to you. I would love to have you on again and learn more about what's new once you get relocated and you're off on new adventures. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed the talk, and we hope to come back.
Absolutely. Obrigado.
De nada.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right, folks, we will see you soon. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Back in a moment.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
Welcome back to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and of course, I am, as always, joined by our guest coordinator. It is Neve Carey-Zacco. Hey, Neve.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. It's always great to see you, and from your usual location, which is in the car, but at an undisclosed spot somewhere, somewhere in South Florida. We know that.
Yeah.
somewhere in South Florida is where we're sort of holed up right now in terms of a temporary location. Actually, the RV Advisor headquarters are in the same spot, just we're outside of the building because, as most people know by now, the RV warehouse and office is destroyed by a fire on Monday, in the early morning hours of Monday this past week.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Came as a shock to everybody, but no one more than our fearless leader, Gigi Stetler. Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. It's crazy times, Tom. Yeah, I woke up to it literally live on the news, just burning down. A place that, only a few short years ago, we'd moved 35 years worth of history into that building, and made it her flagship center, and just spent hours and blood, sweat, and tears putting it together. So it was really, really upsetting to see. It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. And it's funny, Gigi is in the business of rebuilding, like whether it's rebuilding people personally, rebuilding businesses, rebuilding RVs, it doesn't matter. That's just her line of work. It's what she's strongest at. So when, in typical Gigi fashion, I got there and she was up to her knees in water in that building, pulling out, her most important possessions from her office and things like that. And she just was extremely positive. She said that business will continue as usual. And it was, it was great to see, and it gave everyone the pep in their step that they needed, that like obviously just are not as strong as Gigi. But still just devastating. I mean, she had like pictures and paperwork and files and history from like when she begun, like when she was young and just starting out. Like she had everything destroyed. And I mean, it was really, really hard to watch. And I mean, the chaos is still ensuing there. They're still trying to get things together, still trying to keep the place afloat. But it's hard. It's very, very, very tough right now, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I got a chance to go over there yesterday and spend a little bit of time and got at least a somewhat of a view of the extent of the damage, and it is pretty much total to the building. Very little salvageable. That said, she did find some of the prized possessions, I guess you could say, were unexpectedly untouched, maybe a little wet, but they survived quite well. A few awards and photos and a few photos that were important to her, I know, and her books and certain things. Made it. Copies, I should say, several copies of her book. That was nice to see that those made it. But we talk about this in life. There are what I like to call foxhole people who are, they're the people you want to, in a crisis, be in a foxhole with, because they're unstoppable, I guess is the best way to describe it. And she is certainly one of those people. She won't let you down. She's got your back, and unbelievable resilience. Like very few people I've ever met in my life. So she's an inspiration, and I told her that yesterday. It's like, wow, what a internal fire that just keeps burning. And I say that knowing full well that this was a fire, but she's got the fire. No fire in a building is going to match her internal fire. It's incredible. It really is amazing.
It really is. Yeah, she is literally unstoppable.
For
sure.
She's something else. Well, listen, that said, we want to let our viewers, our listeners know that this continues. The RV Advisor as an entity continues, and the RV properties on site. Everybody's working from RVs right now on the site, and of course those of us working remotely as well. But so that continues. this show continues, the content, Just Ask Gigi continues, and more to come. We have plans for this year.
Yep.
We're putting those plans. Some of them have already kind of hit. Others are on the way, and that's not going to stop either. So we continue.
Yes, the show is most definitely still on the road.
Yeah, that's for sure. And let folks know, listen, our guests are such an important part of this program, the most important part, as well as the viewers and listeners. Tell people that are interested in joining us on the podcast how they can reach you.
Yeah, sure. Through any of our social media sites. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even YouTube if you left a comment. But more specifically via my email, which is ncarey@thervadvisor.com. So ncarey@thervadvisor.com. So yeah, reach out anytime if you know somebody that wants to be on the podcast or you want to be on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, we love hearing from people. It's what we do best.
It is what we do best. We love the stories, and there's always people come and they bring these terrific stories, either stories from the road or how they got into RVing full time or even part time. And also, there's a lot of RV industry people that hop on with us as well, and that's always fun to chat with them, find out what the latest and greatest is. Also, Neve, I know that the social media site is a big thing.
Yes.
And you're really involved in that. You're in the trenches in that as well. So why don't you let folks know what's happening on that side?
Yeah, I mean, we're up, we're live. What we're going to start trying to do over the next few weeks is when we release a podcast, we are going to try and release it via our new social media site, just ahead of, Facebook and all our other platforms, just to give people an opportunity to check it out. That way, let their members be introduced to it and just basically try spread the word on this awesome new platform that we spent many, many months putting together and try to get feedback from them and things like that. So yeah, that's been the latest turn of events with that. But it's there, it's up and running. Add your profile, send it to your friends. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. When it kicks off, it's going to be fantastic for people traveling. Yeah,
absolutely. And a tip of the cap to our development guys, Lucas and Lucas Alvarado, Jonathan Moreno. Those guys have done just yeoman's work, and leading a team of equally passionate development and creative people as well. So everybody's in on it, and we're really excited about it. So thanks to those two guys for sure, and the whole team. All right, so that's it for this show, and we'll be back again on Monday with a brand new RV Advisor podcast for Neve, Carey, Izako, and Gigi Stetler and the whole team here at the RV Advisor. I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.